Hello everyone, and welcome back to Authortube Newtubers episode 3. If you're new here, this is the series where I talk about new Authortubers who have been around for less than 3 months or have less than 100 subscribers, and I share their channels and hopefully they get more subscribers. So why don't we go ahead and jump into it? Today's list is a little bit shorter, I think, but it also is going to include a couple of little older channels that I also have been following for a while, and I just kind of found them when shuffling through my subscriptions and thought you guys might enjoy them. So here we go. Callie Pascal writes new adult, dark fantasy, paranormal, and sci-fi. Greg Fazekas writes sci-fi. Kay Orm writes sci-fi and fantasy. Toxic Sugar Art writes fantasy and horror. Kristen Bradley's writing journey writes young adult and new adult fantasy. A Whyte 91, who is named Andrew Whyte, writes fantasy and urban fantasy. Emily McCosh writes sci-fi and fantasy. I'm gonna pronounce this one wrong, but I'm gonna try. Lenedy writes speculative, sci-fi, paranormal, and supernatural. Christopher Drost writes sci-fi, fantasy, contemporary. The Bookworm Brittany writes fantasy, sci-fi, and contemporary. Shauna Phillip writes fantasy. Tanjanika The Author writes new adult contemporary romance and psychological thriller. VM Lawrence writes YA fantasy, middle grade, picture books, and various others. Courtney Levitt writes fantasy, post-apocalyptic, and YA. Catherine Dovland writes YA fantasy. Elizabeth Leiro writes contemporary young adult and new adults. And now for the rest of this is the list of people who I don't necessarily have an Authortube Newbie Tag on to just kind of grab their genres off of. So hopefully I'll give you enough that maybe you can have some interest, but some of them I don't actually know. So I'm going to do my best. Wake Up Frankie. Wake Up Frankie seems to offer various writing related content. Valentina Marie writes fantasy. Suleiman Ochaney, I don't know if I said that right. I tried really hard. I tried a lot. Writes romantic mystery and romantic thriller. And the last one is Syd the Dreamer. I didn't catch her genre, but you should go and check her out as well. So thank you guys again for hanging out with me and for checking out all these new Authortubers. Don't forget to let me know if there are Authortubers that I've missed or who are popping up between my episodes. It does seem like the algorithm's kind of giving me a hard time about finding the new tubers as easily, so hopefully that is going to kind of flesh itself out and it won't be a problem in the future. But if you really want someone to show up on the list, or if someone really wants themselves to show up on the list, please just let me know. I'd love to add people, whether or not I can find them myself on Authortube. And if I can't, that's probably a good sign that they should get on the list, because that means that they're hard for people to find for some reason. I will see you guys all on Friday for my live stream at 7 p.m. Central. And I also have a video every Sunday. Have a wonderful week and good writing. Bye. I shall wait while you have a nervous breakdown.
You have double A's over there?
No. I used them all.
I'm not trying to hear you say it.
And vibrators. Vibrators and itty bitty book lights.
Sounds like a fucking feminist poetry novel from the fucking 90s.
Maybe it is. Maybe I wrote it.
It surprised me zero.
Alright, I'm going to actually record my video now that you talked shit for a minute. Can I commence with my bullshittery?
Continue.
Oh, well, thank you, sir. Now that I have permission to continue with my job.